Check, check. Hello, hello. Check, check. Hello, hello. Welcome. What is today? February 9th. So if you're watching this on the replay, we do a Q&A every 2 weeks. This is February 9th. Where we answer your questions and hang out for a little bit. Hello, hello. Welcome. Got a few things we got to do to kick off the stream. Need to let our Discord community know. What's our link? I got my camera right in the way. There we go. And 60 plus. Now we're getting bigger and bigger. I believe that was 50 2 weeks ago. Nice. Okay. One more group of people that we have to let know. Let's make a tweet. Q&A live stream happening now. Nice. Okay, I think we're good to go. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining in. I hope you're all doing well. I apologize, just trying to get everything set up here. Nice. Welcome to the Q&A. So if this is your first Q&A, what we do every 2 weeks is answer questions. I'll go through a little demo of a few things and just kind of hang out. Our staff is in chat, ready to help. So if you have any questions or anything, just let us know. And we'll be happy to help out. Welcome, welcome. Good to be here. Happy to have you. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining us this Tuesday afternoon, or morning, or nighttime, wherever you may be. I tried to study some French right before, but I didn't learn very much. I know a little Italian. I can maybe hold my own with Italian, but French is difficult, a difficult language. Awesome. Thanks for the example you sent earlier. Oh, cool. You're in our Discord. Yeah, I hope it's helpful to you. Did it work out? Yeah, excited to be here. I know it. I really like the live streams, getting to hang out and talk to everyone. See what you're working on. Tell you guys what we're doing. French, it's better than Italian. See, I tried to learn a little bit of French, but I was not very good at all. People laughed at me, which they laughed at me when I spoke Italian too. So I don't know if it's much different. But it's hard. It's hard. French is hard. Yes, the example worked. Now to make it work with my project. Best of luck. Still got to figure it out. I'm sure you'll get it. I'm sure you'll get it. I'm glad it worked. Yeah, so if you're unfamiliar, we're just talking about a Discord conversation. So if you want to join in our Discord, the link for that is in the description. But the team's in here all the time. Happy to help you. A great place for immediate feedback. Sorry about that. But yeah, the link for that is in the description. So come hang out. We'll give it a few more minutes for anyone joining in from an email or something like that. So we'll just go through very briefly what's new. The Zoom keys are different on a Windows and a Mac, and I've been using a Mac today. So all my buttons are a little bit off on this Windows machine. But yeah, so it was a team decision that we're going to start putting a lot more into the change logs. Previously, we did a lot more work, but we just never really documented it. And we thought it was fair to the community to start putting this together. So Nihar is taking responsibility for this. So if you see him in Discord, maybe drop him a thank you, because this is super awesome to go through and see all the new updates. But yeah, we got a lot going on. A lot going on. A lot of new updates this last week. And some that I'll be playing with today. I got to figure these out. But a lot of hotkeys for the editor. So these I'm excited about. Our front end team did a lot of work on this. Awesome people putting these in. And going to make working so much easier. So changes to the code editor. Conditionals are a lot different, and I'll talk to an example on those today. A lot more functionality there, and definitely a lot more speed. And then a few small changes. Added a feature to Stripe, speed, Trello trigger, and a little bit more. So if you want to check these out, it's in the changelog, in the documentation. A lot of cool new stuff, and we're working on more. So maybe we'll have an awesome one for the next live stream too. Nice. Welcome to everyone joining in. Excited to be here, excited to hang out. This is our Q&A, so we do this every 2 weeks at 4 p.m. Eastern. And we're just kind of here to answer questions. When there's no questions, I'll just go through some demonstrations, some examples. But please don't hesitate to ask. We like the questions. We like the questions because it's cool for us to get to see how you guys are using the platform. And maybe find any bugs or anything that you're hitting. Speed improvements. But yeah. Welcome. Let's see. I think I showed a TikTok last time. So we have a new experiment this live stream. We tried out a Udemy course. And this is kind of cool. Check this out. 520 enrollments. And I dropped this course maybe 2 days ago. Yeah, this is the first WayScript course on Udemy. Maybe of many if these results keep on happening like that. That's kind of cool. So over 500 people enrolled in that course in like 2 days, which is pretty cool. That course is on YouTube as well. So if you want to check it out, it's the ticket management videos that went up maybe last week. But pretty cool. All right. I think we're good on time here, 4:06. Yeah, so if anyone's brand new to the platform, I'll just go through a little product demo. Oh, I know better. There we go. All right, let's zoom in. Cool. So with WayScript, we can do a lot of stuff that takes a lot longer without WayScript very quickly. So let's say we're building an application that we want to stand up. Let's say, for example, a website. So in 2 clicks, we already have a URL hosted on the cloud that we can use to either return HTML or to execute a script. So automations are a very powerful tool in WayScript, and that's what these triggers do. There's a library of them that you can access. If you click Show Library over here to the left, let me make sure this is big enough. Better. There we go. And then Show Library, Packages, and then we can view all triggers. So these are powerful automations that you can use to execute your scripts automatically. So we have the automation of the HTTP trigger. So what that means is when a user goes to this link, we can execute whatever is below in our function. So if we wanted to use some Python here, we could. Or if we wanted to use some HTML, we could here too. And then finally, we can send the user a response using an HTTP response. So in just a few seconds, we've already built out a website that's hosted and that we can access using this URL. Oh, I need to pull this in to the response content. Now we should be able to see it. Nice. So this is just a little example of applications that you can stand up in a matter of minutes with WayScript. We can definitely get a lot more complex than a simple website, and we can start doing multiple functions inside one script. So let's say I wanted to execute some Python code over here, and I wanted to run it daily. I could use a time trigger to automate that interaction, and then I could use a Python module. Here, I can type in my own Python code. This is a good little note to make here, is that when I'm editing code in WayScript right now, I'm accessing the WS file. And what this is, or what this does, is it will be ran through an engine which interprets the code. So here we have a Python step, and we can type in our own Python code here, where we can use libraries and import them, and we can also add them using a requirements file. So request here is already installed on WayScript by default, but if we didn't have this, then we could add it to the requirements.txt. So using that library, we'll go and get a website. We'll go and get our website. That way we know it's up. And then we can just print r.statuscode and execute this. Nice. So we get a 200. We know it's up. Let me move my face. So we get this 200 in the bottom right. And we're good. So now we've already set up an interaction where we go and get that data daily using custom Python logic. We have a bunch of pre-built modules too that you can use, which is speed up your workflow. And we also have a bunch of other programming languages that you can use too. So if JavaScript is your favorite instead of Python, you could use that instead. Pretty cool. So that's a little run through. There's definitely a lot more to WayScript than just this, but it's a very powerful tool that lets you stand up applications very quickly. And then you can have a hub of all of these. Let me zoom out. This is the one good time to have a bunch of scripts. Every other time it's I got a lot to manage. I thought I zoomed out. Let me try again. There we go. You can have a hub that contains all of your scripts in one place. So maybe you have as many as me. I hope not, because that means you're probably working really hard. But you have a hub for all of them, and then you can share the scripts that you want with the team. So here I have a team where I can add team members, and we can all work on the same scripts together. And that's a little product run through. Very briefly, anyways. I guess I could talk about the marketplace for anyone that's brand new. So in the marketplace, we have WayScript created scripts, and then we also have community created scripts. So when I create a script for like a tutorial or something, then I can create that as a public script. That way you can come on here and clone it. So here's one. Let's find a good one. I try to shout out a different one each week. This might be a neat one. Job application. Looks like David made this one. So in this one, we got a form trigger, which we can view. Oh, I think I actually have to go to it. Oh, can I not view the form from here? Okay, we'll clone it. So we'll clone this script. And what that will do is give us a copy on our own account that we can edit. And now we'll go to it. So we'll view this form. And we get this form trigger, or this form, that we can submit and get back information, in this case to Google Sheets, or any of the other modules in our library. So we have plenty of those in the marketplace. So be sure to check it out if you want to. Cool. So that's a little product demo for anyone that's brand new to the website. If there's any questions, we're happy to answer them. If not, I'll just kind of start working on things I need to build for this week. But happy to take any questions. Or just let me know what you're working on, or if you just want to talk, that's fine too. What's going on? What's going on with you all? You watch the Super Bowl? All right, we'll delete this. Let's see. We'll work on this one. In just a second, once my access refreshes. Yeah, so if you want to check out our course, that would be awesome. I think there's a lot of good stuff in it. So let's see, what do we cover? We're making a ticket management system in this one. And what we do in this course is we make a little database with Python and write tickets to it and read them back. All right, let's try this again. Nope. Okay. Let's see. Let's do a poll. Let's see. What are you working on? Data management, automation, app. Let's do something like just for fun. All right. Let's see if you want. Let's see if this works. I'm testing it for the first time on stream. But if you want to vote in this poll, just a little simple poll. Let's see what everyone's doing. Let's see what they're working on. Could you show how I could easily implement this API into a workflow? I tried to add a form trigger that makes a request to the API using the request and JavaScript feature. I think I did something wrong in the request part. Yeah, we can go through an example. There we go. We're back in. Yeah, we can go through it. So you're doing implement an API into a workflow. I tried to add the form trigger that makes a request to the API using the request and JavaScript feature. So form with API request. Yeah, we can do it. Let's build it. So you got a form trigger, and let me move my camera. Well, I guess I can just move this chat. There we go. So have a form trigger that makes a request to the API using the request in JavaScript. Okay. We'll do a little request app or module. So let's go. We'll do something like, do you want to do it with every form trigger or just like certain ones? So let's talk about a conditional too. I'll include this just because it's new. So let's say that we have a form where we have, we'll do a text input. That's fine. We'll make a, no, we'll just go to this form. Oh, I use that a lot. We'll go in and get a default to work with. So we have this input one unchecked, and let's say something like if, we'll do check in, and then form input one. So our conditional is just a if check is in our statement. Then if true, we can go and request an API. Do you have an API that you want to work with? Hey, I just hopped in. What are we doing here? So we're just, this is a Q&A for WayScript. If you're coming from YouTube and you have no idea what WayScript is, we're we're a website that stands up applications very quickly. you should check us out. So let's go and grab an API. I should have a bunch of sample APIs on the ready. I linked the one I wanted to use above. I must have missed it. Or it might not let me see it from the YouTube chat. So if you're in Discord, if you could send it to me there, or just what the name of it is. Either way, I should be able to get it. I don't know. Sometimes YouTube is weird. They don't let you comment links and stuff. But I can check it out if you can manage to get it to me. I don't know. I don't know what the best way is. I'll go and find a sample one just in case. Well, instead of looking for one, I guess I can just make one instead of sitting here and being silent. Sorry about that. Let's make one. So making an API, what we'll do is just code in some Python. We'll say JSON sample is equal to something like this. JSON sample. Cool. So talking through this very briefly, just building out an API and then writing it back to this variables panel. It's called Pterodactyl API. It's an API which lets you control Minecraft servers with it. Oh, that's cool. I've never played Minecraft, but I feel like I would play it too much if I ever started. It's probably not going to work in this demo since you need a server there, but it just uses a JSON as a payload. Okay, so this should work. So building this out. And then we'll choose this struct. So here's a little API that we can send a GET request to and get back this information of my name. So in our condition, we'll go and copy this link. We'll send a request to it. And do it a little bit more cleanly. Website link. And then we can use that request module to send a GET request to it. And we should get back the response. All right, let's run this. Oh, I forgot. We had to go to our form. So now when we go to our form and we put in check, we submit this. And what that's doing over here is we get this variable in our struct right here. Let me zoom in. So when I submitted that form, we got this input 1 as check. Then in our conditional, since check was in that form input, we got a true response where we set this variable, a website link, and then we sent a GET request to that link, and chose to get the response back. So that response was the response right here from our API that we just created over here, which we could be more sophisticated with this request, of course. But does that answer your question on how you could maybe get started doing it? Let's check out our poll. Ooh, we got 3 votes. Wow. Fancy. Thanks for voting. We got 2 just for fun and 1 automation app. So it worked. That was my first time ever doing a straw poll. Might have to do them more often. But hopefully that answers your question a little bit. What would I have to do if I wanted to send JSON to the API? I could send a link to the API with an example in the Discord. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know if this module has a post. Oh, it does. Yeah, so you could post with this module. I'll do it with Python. So you wanted to post to the API instead of a GET request. So that would just look something like response equals request dot post, and then URL. And then I believe it's data as the argument. Yeah. And then you could just, so let's say we had some JSON here. So JSON sample 2, where company, WayScript, and your data would just be JSON sample 2. And we could get back that response. So response equals response. Oh, I guess I could leave that open. Sorry for closing that so quick. But yeah, you can send it from the forum. You would just, whatever your JSON was, you could either, type it out like I have here, or you could pull in a JSON module and read it in. I don't have a JSON file, but I guess I could download one real quick. Well, that's probably not a good idea because I don't know what would be on it. But yeah, you could just select it and read it in from here and pass it that way. So that scenario would just be, I wonder if I have one. Maybe example JSON. We'll see what it is. Oh, it's got something. Cool. So reading that in, then I could just pull that variable into my data here. Cool. So I hope that helps a little bit. We could also build out a better API using JSON too. It'd be a cool use case. Yeah, but I don't know all the little details of like the Minecraft servers or anything. But it looks fun though. It looks fun. I know the streamers have been playing it a lot recently. I watched who was it? Someone speed ran, or like there's this big controversy with like speedrunners on Minecraft or something. I don't know what it was. I watched like a 30-minute long video on it though on YouTube. I don't even know why, because I don't play it or anything, but it's kind of interesting. That really helped. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Thanks so much. Oh, no problem. I can share the script too, if you want it, just in case. But yeah, I hope that's helpful. Oh, we got 5 votes on the poll. Oh, we're creeping up. We got 3 votes just for fun, 2 on the automation app. Very cool, very cool. Welcome to anyone joining in. So this is our Q&A. We do this every 2 weeks where we just kind of hang out, answer questions. The staff is in chat. So if there's any questions that I can't answer, they'll be able to. And yeah, we're just excited to talk to you all, see what you're working on, see how we can help. Oh, we're getting more votes. We got 6 now. Yeah, happy to help if you have any questions. We can go through some builds. In the meantime, I'll just build out some samples. So for me, my work, I'm making some videos on cron. Let's do every language cron trigger. Let's see, how many do we have? Oh, I don't know if I can code GraphQL on the fly. That's one that I'm not comfortable with yet. Java, shell scripts. We can do a couple. Let's see. Is it possible to rewrite, that's a hard word, entire Excel application in Python? Directly use Python instead of VBA. Oh man, do I have a channel that has a lot of content for you. Yeah, so I'm not I don't really like VBA. I think it's a little, it definitely has its place, right? And it has gotten better, but I think Pandas and Python is a lot better of a tool for a lot of people, because VBA is, not the easiest to learn. Whereas if you just learn Python, you can learn any library to do almost anything with. So yeah, I think it's possible. I make a lot of content on my channel about that. It's been a while since I've made a video. I've been working on WayScript stuff, which I'm not going to link it. That would be, I guess, bad of me. But yeah, absolutely. You can do it. We can go through an example right now. So let's Pandas Python example. I wonder if I have an Excel sheet. Setup read. I do. Cool. Okay, so what this is I've uploaded an Excel sheet to WayScript before, and I can just import these columns. So I have column 0 and column 1, which are probably, yeah, really small. Oh, Zoom doesn't work on the spreadsheet editor. Oh no. There we go. So I have column 0 and column 1. And so this is just from Excel. We can go through and add our Python step. And here we can start doing a lot. Let me make sure, yeah. So we have column 0, 0 equals variables column 0 and column 1. If you had a lot of columns, you could do some kind of like for loop and make it more efficient. but we just have two, so I'll just do this. We'll make a little dictionary. So column 1, set it equal to, I guess we should make this column 0 to be Pythonic. Column 0, and then column 1. We'll import pandas. So pandas is a good replacement for like VBA. It does a lot of the same stuff, which if you're looking, you know, it can't do things that are like native to the notebook per se, but it can do almost most of the operations. So the powerhouse of pandas is a data frame, where we can pass in that data, and then we can print df. Forgot my reference. Column 0. What did I name it? Oh, they're capitals. Cool. So now we should get our data frame over here in our log, which we do. And let's say that we wanted to replace some VBA code that took multiplied everything by 2 in our column 1. So we could say new column equals data frame column 1, and then just do times 2. I don't know why we have, oh, I'm reading in my headers. Let me change that. Ignore headers. All right, let's try this again. So we got rid of the none. Oh, so let's go ahead and change this. We'll do a list comprehension on column 1. So instead, we need to zoom out. Doing our list comprehension. Oh, what happened? What happened to our times 2? Let me refresh. Pandas is cool and everything, but we always have to use IDE or WayScript. Wouldn't it be so cool to directly write Python in Spreadsheet? Love your Excel videos. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, you can write Python in your Spreadsheet. Or do you want to write like, maybe I misunderstood your question. Like, let's say we have a Python list and you want to write that to your Excel spreadsheet. Sorry for going down the tangent of pandas if you don't want to use it. So we have, let's say we do some operations and end up with this list. So we have variables list A equals list A. We'll run this. Okay, so we get access to it down here. And then we'll loop over these and write them to Excel. We'll set up a write, make a new file, create. Oh no, I didn't name it right. Can I edit it? I can. Okay, so we have this. We'll loop over this list A. So we get list A item. And then we'll set this up and we'll write list A item. So running that, we should get back in Excel. That we can open. Let me open it over here. Oh, just kidding. I did it wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I did wrong in that. Yeah, but you can still use pandas if you can get on WayScript, then you can use pandas with the Python library. And I'm sure you could do it like this too. I'm not sure what I did wrong on that. But yeah, if you ping me on Discord, I'll figure this out and follow up. I'm sure I'm just overlooking something. Why did I get one? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, happy to help. I'm just going to finish out this little example since I have it up too. So that new column, do whatever operation we want on column 1. So this time let's multiply by 2. And then we'll print again. Nice. So now we actually get our math operations where you can't see them down here in the bottom right. Let me zoom in a little bit more. I don't know where to put my face at. I need to shrink it down here tiny. But yeah, VBA is no fun. That pain is a real pain. Hey Derek, how's it going? Oh, you're joining every single one, huh? It's going pretty well. Just a live stream. How's it going with you? You want to see any demonstrations while you're here? Oh, so I'm just working on setting up cron automations. So we have the time trigger that we can use to execute on a given interval. So let's say we wanted to execute every week. We'll choose 5 p.m. on Friday. Not bad. Been a great week. Oh yeah, for sure. What's your schedule for the live streams? So we do them every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, Tuesday at 4 p.m. I have a Google Calendar invite I can send you if you use Google Calendar. Let me go and get it. If you want to be reminded, just in case. Yeah, here's some information on our Reddit. Excuse me. But yeah, every 2 weeks, do a Q&A. Web scraping from a website and write it to Excel file. Sort it and make a dashboard. Yeah, we can build it. I think I have an example that might be easier to look at instead of building it from scratch. But if I can't find it, we can build it. Sort it and make a dashboard. Let's see if we have it. Dashboard. Sample chart, web scraping to dashboard. Let's see what this is. Looks like I didn't finish it. Let's see what this dashboard is for. Oh, cool. So this might actually be what you're looking for. Wow, it's up to date too. What happened here? Apple market cap. Oh, was this the GameStop stuff that dropped it? Hmm. Yeah, so here's an example. I'll talk through it and we can go through it. I don't know if this is this public? It is. I don't know why it's so messy. Yeah, so this is what we're talking through. If you want to check it out. So web scraping from our website and write it to Excel. We're using Google Sheets here, but you can change it to Excel. They're pretty similar. And then, so our web scraping here, which I'm kind of, oh, now we're using request and beautiful soup. So you could also use Selenium for this. We have a code snippet in our docs, but I'm just going to this URL, Yahoo Finance, and grabbing this Apple ticker information. I'm parsing it using beautiful soup, and then I'm getting back that market cap and getting that variable. Once I have that, I go and grab a date time so I can add it to Google Sheets where I'm writing it. Is this big enough? No. Where I'm writing it to this spreadsheet with the date time and market cap. And then I'm reading it, reading the file, creating a chart, and then returning it to a dashboard, which gives us this. So if you want to check this out, here's the link for that. Is there a specific site that you want to web scrape? I can pull up that code snippet. Oh, thanks for going. Thanks for going. But yeah, that's just a sample of the dashboard. Which is pretty neat. We do have advanced customizations that you can do. So if you don't like the design of this, then you can just go and put in custom CSS. I'm not sure if this is a premium. I don't think it is. I'm not sure. I think anyone can change the CSS, but not 100% sure. But yeah, we get back this dashboard, which a lot of different ways you can web scrape. Just depends on how you want to do it. But I can talk more about it if you need it, or if that helps, then helps you get started. then that's awesome. Excuse me. Cool. We'll go and do a Selenium. Let me get the code for that. I'll just go and clone Jeff's marketplace. So I want to work off a script that I know already exists. This Selenium demo right here. And I don't want to start from scratch. So what I'll do is I'll go and clone this script and get a copy of it. And then edit that. Time trigger, WayScript. And then we'll open up the Python editor. So a few options here to get Selenium up and going. And this one just goes to WayScript. And gives us back the source code, browser source. So if we wanted to yeah, okay. So it's just the HTML. So this is another way that you can web scrape. TQ, it's just from a tax returns website. Various types of returns filed each year. Each year has dynamic options to download returns. Have to download all year's returns, compare it, and presenting it. Oh, that's a project. Yeah. So interacting with the browser is a lot different than this one that I did previously. If you're going to use Python, then Selenium is probably the way to go. It's a lot more like where you need to actually do stuff on the website. Whereas requests, you can just kind of pull HTML. Selenium is definitely more powerful to do that kind of use case. So this is, I always go and get it from the marketplace, but it's in the docs too. Under, let's see, code snippets, I believe. Yeah, code snippets. But this is a good starting point. To be honest, I'm no expert in like filling out the forms and stuff on a website and using Selenium. I'm sure I could get something working here. But it definitely wouldn't be pretty. Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't be pretty. So I'll prepare something. Maybe I can get a tutorial together to actually go and fill out a form. And be cool if I could just make a little WayScript form that I could go and fill out automatically using Selenium. It's actually a pretty good idea. I'm gonna write that down so I do it. But yeah, good luck. I wish I could be more help. I'm sorry. You might end up teaching me something. Interesting. WayScript has templates. Yeah, absolutely. So in our marketplace, we have all these ones are created by the team. And then the community is, I don't even know how many thousands of people with the community making scripts. So we got a bunch in here. There's some cool ones. I find it every time I come through here, I find a cool new one. I need to make it a point to go through and look at the ones that have like at the bottom, the one clone or two clones or something, because those are always like the most interesting ones. It seems like. Like joke Slack bot. That's cool. Yeah, all kinds of cool ones. Yeah, I need to make it a point to go through and look at them. Go all the way to the bottom. Wow, thank you. Yeah, yeah, it's cool. You can add one too. I'll be sure to clone it. I'm gonna do a deep dive into these. But yeah, you can just clone them. Like this is one that I've done before. Run a Python script daily. We'll just clone that. We'll clone it to my team account, and then we can edit it. Let's see. What was I doing? I was going to my website and testing the status code. So let's run this. I actually haven't checked my website. I don't know if it's still up. It's think if I like lost the domain or something and it was down. No, 200. Cool. But kind of neat. Gives you a starting point for like a lot of projects. Another one, taking in an image of handwritten invoice and filling the Excel template with fields from invoice. Oh, you're getting into some like machine learning stuff. Yeah. Yeah, you can do it. Um, I'm trying to think of the best way to do it. I guess if you just have a directory of your invoices and you could upload them to WayScript. So let's go walk directory and TensorFlow. So obviously, I can't build this um, all from scratch. I'd have to go and look at code, but you could go and walk your directory. I think I have good code for that. Let me go to GitHub. Excuse me. Signing into anything needs an authentication code. Let me see. 251. I'm about to set it out loud. I don't guess it would matter, but let's see. Nope. I guess I don't. But yeah, you could do it. Uh, that's another interesting one. Oh, I know I have this somewhere. Yes, I don't. Hmm. But yeah, you could walk your directory and pull in all the files one by one, and then use those against a machine learning model. Which I think there's good data if you go to Kaggle.com, which Google owns. I think they have a data set for it, actually. I don't remember, but I'm sure they do, actually, thinking about it. But yeah, you could test them against a model and do it within WayScript. That's a project. I mean, that's a project though. Is there a way to save templates so they're private to only your account? Yeah, every save templates so they're private. Yeah, yeah. And whenever you clone a template, every script on your account by default, unless you make it in a team account, is private. Team scripts are um, visible to your team, but so like this one that I just cloned from the marketplace, that was Jeff's, isn't public. You can tell if they're public whenever you open it up and you click on the share button. As long as this toggle right here says off, then you're good. They're not public. Um, can WayScript validate form intake against previously entered data into a MySQL server? Let me read that again. Can WayScript validate form intake against previously entered data? So you have data in your SQL server and you want to validate your form against that data. Like you just want to check if it's in there. Yeah, I can do an example on that. If I understand your question correctly. I might go down a rabbit hole here if that's not what you mean. But yeah, we can do it. How can I make a chart with data from a Google Sheet, but only from lines 2 until 12? Yeah, so with something like that, you need a little bit of custom code to do that, and you can index it in Python. So Python indexing example. So let's say I'll just create a variable instead of reading it in from Excel, but it'll be the same thing. So new var, we'll say in this example we have 5 values, and then what we can do with a little bit of custom code is we can index that variable only in the positions that we want. So we'll say list A equals variables new var, and then we'll print something like you said 2 through 12. So we'll do list A, we'll do 2 through 4, like that. Sorry about the motorcycle. I got new neighbors. So yeah, you could index it like this. Let me zoom in. So in your example, 2 through 12, which I don't have the length for it, but it would just look like this. And then your chart would just be using those variables. Which I don't have a second variable. But yeah, that's how you would do it. Sorry, let me catch up. Are you using Python? Not at the moment. Thanks again. Oh, no problem. Oh, you're missing out on Python to avoid duplicates. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So check it against SQL first, like you wanted to write it to your SQL only if it doesn't exist. Yeah, we can do that. I have an electric charger for my car that sends out some kind of info of charging attributes, its own API. Is it easy to create some script reading this and create your own dashboard based on this? Oh, absolutely. That's a cool thing. Electric charger for my car. Oh, yeah, you can do it. Um, can you, yeah, like, let me go to this example. So if it's a API endpoint that you can just like send a request to, um, you can do it. Let me just pull up this code. So this is a form trigger, but you could trigger it however you wanted to, like daily or um, I guess daily would make sense. And then you could write it to like an Excel sheet or something. But you could just use, oh, I changed it. Oh no. Yeah, you could send a GET request to it to get it. Oh, let me find something. I thought we had something up top. I guess this has a little bit of what we need. So we have this, we can send a request using this library where we can just send it to that URL and get the response back. So then depending on the information that you wanted, you could reference this response and then write that to Excel or Google Sheets or whatever you wanted and create a chart. So with Python, that kind of interaction's very easy to do, depending on how you get the data. If you could also set up like a webhook or something if you wanted automatic updates for that sort of thing. But yeah, you could do it. Uh, a simple a simple one would just be if the API was at some URL that you could access. Simple API GET request example. I probably have a bunch of these. I just can't find them right now. I think I just did one, but I guess I erased it. So Python step. Zoom in. So import requests. Import requests. And then URL for vehicle. We'll make an empty string. And then requests.get. And we'll pass in that URL for vehicle. I feel like I misspell that every time. Response. And then whatever information you wanted. So like, which is cool. I don't even know what kind of properties they would give you. Response.get charge time. We could assign to something like charge time and then write that back. But yeah, that's a cool use case. If you want to send me details about that, I would be like super interested to make like a video or dive into that. That's kind of cool. Let's do let's validate form input against a SQL database. So I don't know if I have a database connected. I should. SQL. We'll do a form trigger. And so let's say something like we have a text input. We can do a second text input. We can make this one amount. And then we can have an item. So we got these two. Write a query. Let's see if I have a table already on this. I might have a table that we could just use, which would be awesome. Yeah, it's not connected. I might replace this with an Excel file just for this demonstration, but they give you the same variable types. So you'll get back a list from SQL, and you get back a list from Excel too. So you can just replace these for your setup. I think it'd take me a little bit of time to figure out an SQL database that I have open right now. So let's set up this read. So we got names and scores. So names, scores. Ignore the headers. So let's make our form, we'll just say name and score. So if our form input is already in Excel, so if, then we can make our conditional, which you could be smarter about how you're querying the database too, other than just like this Excel step right here. You could like make a where clause, but I won't do that for this. So we could say if form input 1 in, and then we can define the list. So we have names here. So we can say if in names, or, and then form input 2. Or I guess it'd be better to check if they're both in there. So and. So input 2 in scores. And then we could just say something like print already added. And if not, then we could do something like SQL and write our query. Where we insert it if we don't have it. So that would, I'll mess this up if I don't copy it first. So let me copy this. Or we could just add it in. So we could do users, and then we have names, scores, and then we could just pull in those values. So form input 1, form input 2, and that would write it in. So we would do the check first against the database, and then if not, then write it in. Oh, excuse me. My voice is probably rough to listen to. I woke up with a sore throat this morning, so I apologize. Thanks for the help. Yes. Happy to help. I'm glad we could help. I'm happy to dive into this example more too. If this is too simplistic, we can go through and set up a database if it would be helpful to you. I think I have one already stood up, so it wouldn't take me very long. But I don't care to set one up, even if I don't have one. Do you have plans for users to allow to publish custom actions like in PipeDream? So I'm not the most familiar with PipeDream, but it is on the roadmap at some point for user-defined modules to exist. And we already have some functionality that's going to get us closer to that. That's launching, I don't know if it's this Wednesday or next Wednesday, where you can start running functions from across scripts. But I don't know what kind of allow custom actions. I don't know what kind of actions PipeDream does. I'm not too familiar with them, to be honest. But user-defined modules for sure will be pretty cool. Be pretty cool. Because then if you code up some awesome module and you post it to the marketplace, I can just go and grab it and use it. Be a lot of cool functionality. But yeah, so if that answers your question on validating it against a DB, then that'll wrap up the live stream, I believe. Yeah, I'm a little over. Sorry for going a little bit over. But if you want to go deeper into it, I'm happy to work more with it. But if not, thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. I hope we answered some questions and were helpful. Do this every 2 weeks. So every Tuesday at 4 p.m. But if that's all, I might jump off here. Thanks again. We appreciate it. All right. See you, everyone.